EuroHooplife here, Bennett Davison. We're just having a conversation with a player, Joel Almeda. He's out over in Georgia. He's playing in the 2019 season. Joel, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Outstanding. Well, we're here on EuroHooplife podcast to just kind of help leave breadcrumbs and information for future players or players wanting to sign for the teams that we're going to be talking about today. Go into a little bit of details of how you got in contact with the team. What was it like once you got there? Things of that nature.
The way I got my contract is through my American agent named Corey Oliver, and he had a connection here with the local, like a Georgian agent here who usually plays like import players on the various teams. So he came up with that offer, and I was like, I accepted because it'll be like a new challenge, a new country. So I'm always looking forward to challenging myself, seeing like different style of basketball and everything. So that's how we got started. And I signed in the summer. I was working out all summer back home in Cape Verde, where I usually spend my off season. And when I got here, I got like well received. The manager picked me up at the airport and dropped me off at the apartment and helped me get situated because I didn't have no food in the house. So he brought me out to eat, and then he brought me home, and then I went from there.
So it was a good situation. You felt warm and comforting compared to maybe some other experiences. And how many years have you played basketball internationally?
I've been playing, this is my 10th season, so I kind of been like my first years. I've been in Portugal. I played in Portugal, Angola, Cyprus, Spain, and now here in Georgia.
Okay, nice. So let's kind of get into what were the facilities like? Did you have your own apartment? Did you have your own practice facilities? Like in Istanbul when I played, I think there was about 16 different teams, and 8 of the teams lived all in Istanbul, and the others were spread around through the country. How was the league set up?
Oh, the league setup is basically, like you said, the one in Turkey is like, it's about 8 teams here in the city of Tbilisi, which is the capital of Georgia, and about 2 other teams in 2 different cities. You'd have one is in Kutaisi, another team in Batumi, and the other 8 teams are basically here in Tbilisi. As far
So
as
it's centrally
practice,
located. You're not traveling all that much.
no, basically just the two away games, which is like, which is
Yeah.
amazing. From other countries I've been, there was a lot of traveling. Here is like the least the opposite side of the spectrum.
So that's probably one of the benefits of going there is making sure if you play in Georgia, play for one of the teams in the capital.
And yes,
Okay.
but also Kutaisi, right? Kutaisi have a good team right now, which is in they're in first place. So that would be a good situation too.
And how many teams are like in the Euro Cups, the Euro Leagues, or any other leagues where you have to travel out of the country?
You had a team who won the league last year, which is Dinamo from here to Tbilisi, and they went for the qualifiers, but I didn't qualify for the European Championship.
Okay. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I played in Slovenia, and the same situation happened. We had to play 2 or 3 preseason games and qualify. So sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Yes, basically, yeah.
So sometimes, do you guys all share that? Do you guys all play in the same arena, or do you guys have different arenas in that capital where you, play on your own?
In the beginning of the season, we had our practice facility. Our team had like a deal with like the police academy, so we had like we practiced in the police academy from the first half of the season, and that's where we practiced. And as far as games, we all play in the main gym of the Tbilisi gym. As far as game, and before games, the coach will try to get us practices in the facility so we can get used to the rims and the surroundings and everything. So
Okay.
basically, all the Tbilisi teams play on that arena.
Okay. What's the city like? What's the lifestyle like? Spend 2 3 minutes on 2 minutes on what the lifestyle of the city's like. Is it a metropolis? Is it a big, small country city?
I
Go
think
into that a little bit.
it's a big metropolis city. It's big. We live right. I mean, it's the center. We live in the city, so it's a big country. I mean, a big city. There's a lot to do, and a lot of historic sites you can that I went through, like city tours. There's a lot of as far as there's like a nice life as far as bars, clubs, and stuff where you can go hang out. And the standard of living here is also very cheap because they use their own currency compared to the euro or the dollar. So the standard of living, like like your money will go longer here, you know.
Understood.
So that's a good thing, like as far as getting groceries or buying anything on the streets or everything. So everything is relatively cheap compared to Europe and the US.
And they give you a car and an apartment that's yours?
The apartment I have, I share with one teammate.
Okay.
And as far as driving, we have a driver that pick us up to drop us off at the practice and stuff like that. And I think that's a very good convenience because with the traffic and
Yeah. Plus the team managers know where you're at all the time also. So that's another reason why they got a driver for you.
So I guess that's a good situation. But also too, one thing that's really unique here, like if you want to go anywhere, like taxis are extremely cheap for like $3-5. It can get you anywhere.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good, a lot of questions even for single players or players with wives and children. Is there anything to do, especially in the wintertime when you can't go outside as much? Is there outside entertainment for you while you're there 10 months? You don't want to just sit in the apartment every single day. But it sounds like there's plenty of stuff to do.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff to do. There's like two huge malls here you can go to. There's a lot of like city tours you can do, like visit. There's like a history here. So if you're into that, and then there are also places you can hang out in family. And as far as family, it will depend on the team and how you can negotiate the
Yeah.
contract. And
Okay.
if you say to the team, listen, I need an apartment so I can have my family, and then you have to
They'll adjust it to what your lifestyle is.
like yes.
Okay. Yeah, and then the third kind of topic that we go for is mostly for the players and the wives is how consistent are they? For on the finances. You hear some horror stories of players going 2.5 months, 3 months of not getting paid, and then you also have ones that are holidays fall on a Friday and they put it in the bank a day early, and you never have to worry about it. How is the financial situation over there in Georgia?
Like I've been very blessed with this situation. It's been amazing. They've been extremely on point.
Okay.
And I think 1 month has been actually early, so a day early. So it's been very good. All the payments were done timely, and there was no situation.
Pretty professional. They organize a professional team.
Yeah, there was one thing with the manager too. He said, I want to make sure that you don't have to worry about those things. So that's why I push myself to make sure every month you're getting your salary in time.
There you go. Now, what kind of research, and we're going to kind of wrap things up. I just want to kind of get your inside overall picture of what things would you leave for players or advice about signing with this team? Your overall assumption of how the team in Georgia is.
I mean, the team in Georgia, I think, is like it's like I think in any other situation, with like as far as basketball, the team is like they organized. They're not like the biggest team, but they done stuff. They're a team. They coming up, and I think they're doing things like step by step, and they trying to make sure every like the essentials of everything take care of. As far as the apartment where you are is like everything taken care. As far as your payment being done in time, which is a very good thing, and as far as like having practice facilities and anything you need, they'll try to like accommodate to you. Like if you need anything, you just talk to them. So my experience here has been a very good experience. I have nothing to complain. They be treating me well, and
nice. No, and that's what we want. We want to hear about the good situations and the bad situations. You're just there in April. When did you arrive in 2018? In August, you said?
September.
September? Okay, so you've been there about probably 7-8 months. Well, Joel, thank you for your time. I'll just finish off this podcast with saying EuroHooplife is here, giving players a voice. Joel, thank you for sharing your story in Georgia.
Oh yeah, thank you, man. Anytime.
All right, take care.